So my first crate in my music library that I just absolutely love is my all genres crate. So if I come over to here, inside all genres, I have every single genre that I have in my music library all here in a centralized location. So if I was to order my all folder by genre, you can see that it's 80s, then the next one will be Afrobeats, then the next one will be Amapiano, bassline, cheese, commercial, and so on and so forth. So what I did, so I went through all my genres alphabetically and then just created the genre on the left hand side. So now if I want to access all my 80s tracks, I can go into here. If I want to access all my Afrobeats tracks, go into here. All my hip hop tracks, into here. I feel like this is a great crate for every single DJ to have. Now, I don't necessarily use this crate to DJ out of, because if I'm perfectly honest, there's a bit too many tracks inside these crates for me to actually DJ from. Because if I was to DJ from this crate, like if I go order this by BPM, there's just too many tracks in here and there's too many varieties of tracks. So there's going to be like new school hip hop, old school hip hop, mid school hip hop. There's going to be all types of hip hop in here, and it'll be a bit too overwhelming for me to DJ out of here. So I use these all genre crates for my organization. So say for example, I wanted to organize all my hip hop tracks. All I need to do is come into this crate, come to the top, and then order it by number. So now number 1 is at the top, and then number 1941 is at the bottom. So what I can do is I can simply go through each one of these tracks and then organize it however I want to. When I went away the other month, I literally wanted to organize my dancehall track. So I went into dancehall, organized it by 1, and I went through each track one by one, and I determined if it was a warm-up track, an opening track, a main set track, or a track I need to delete. And the only way I was able to do this is because I have all my genres in a centralized location. Now, I do use this to DJ sometimes. If I've just got background music to play at a bar, I can go into my R&B crate, order it by BPM, start at around about, I don't know, 70 BPM, and then just work my way down. These crates are good for that, but I don't feel like these crates are good for DJing in like a club or a very high pressure scenario, because you need to be able to access your tracks quickly and you need to kind of know where everything is. So I personally think every single DJ should have an all genre section in their music library, whether it's to DJ out of or to organize. I just feel like it's something necessary to have, because I feel like every single DJ DJs by genre, if you really think about it. Because if you're looking for an R&B track, you're looking for a genre. If you're looking for a dancehall track, you're looking for a genre. And if you're DJing, you are going to be kind of DJing in sections of genres, because you're not going to play one dancehall track, one hip hop track, and then one R&B track after the other. You're going to kind of find an R&B track and you're going to stay inside R&B for, I don't know, 5-6 tracks and then change genre. So I feel like it's really important to have an all genres section and to have all your genres cleaned up in your Serato. My next favorite crate in my Serato library is opening. So if I come over to opening here, inside here has every single track that I can use for opening a set. I bet before you've gone to a DJ set and you've gone to set up and you're like, oh, what do I start with first? No one's in the club, there's no one really to impress, you just need something really low energy. And every single track inside here is pretty much low energy. So if I open up this crate on the left hand side, it's all broken down into genres as well. So I've got all openings. So every single track in here is every single opening track that I have in my music library. Then say for example, I wanted to open a set with, I don't know, opening reggae. I can go into here and I can DJ out of here. If I wanted to DJ with opening Amapiano, I can go into here and DJ out of here. And I feel like it's really important to do that. I know a lot of DJs that will start their set with the exact same tracks, and I feel like that just gets a bit boring. So when I go to my DJ sets, I can literally just go into opening and I can be like, you know what, I'm gonna DJ with some opening house today, order this by BPM, and then work through this. Say for example, I'm playing Soul Sacrifice, right? I can then go to my opening crate here, and then if I press Command L, it will take me back to that track. And then what I can do is I can work down. So, and then you can see here that I can then switch to R&B here, or UK funky here, or Afrobeats here. And then from here, I can be playing this Afrobeats track in here, and then I can go into my Afrobeats crate, press Command L, and it will take me to that track, and then I can continue down. I feel like this is just a really good way to kind of open up your set, and it just gives you kind of a bit of freedom at the start of a set to play whatever you want. It also just takes a little bit of pressure off you as well, because trust me, when you get to a set, say for example, you're maybe running late or something like that, you just need to put some opening track on, and having an opening crate is so important. So many DJs have said to me, oh, I don't know how to start my set. What song do I start with? This is pretty much your answer. So in order for me to build this opening crate, I did have to go through all my tracks and then mark them with the tag yellow. So if you see here on the right hand side under remixer, every single track inside my opening has yellow in it. And what I done was I went into my all genres crate. I went one genre at a time. So say for example, I went through hip hop and I went through every single track and I marked it with a color. So at the end of all that, I was able to build this opening crate. Now, I know that's going to take a lot of time, but I feel like as a DJ, you should know your music, and going through your tracks one by one will get you familiar with all the music in your music library, and it will also get rid of all the junk. Like, I guarantee if you was to build a all genres crate, you will see some tracks in there that you didn't realize you had. Now, that might be a good thing because that could then help you bring in new tracks into your set, or you can be like, you know what, I'm never ever going to play this track again. Why do I have this in here? And then delete it. Going through tracks one by one is a long task, but if you're a DJ and you really love music, it shouldn't be a problem because you should be getting to know your music library. My next crate that I love in Serato is my main set BPM Ranges. Now, main set is obviously all the tracks for the peak of the night. So when it gets to about 1, 2 a.m., that is when everyone's completely smashed and they want to hear the bangers. So in here, before I go into main set BPM Ranges, I do have all my main set tracks. So again, I went through all my genres, then I tagged every single track that I thought was a main set with the tag main set under the composer column. And then after that, I was able to build these main set BPM ranges. Now, I like playing in BPM ranges and I like playing from these crates because it's so easy to navigate. So I can be in 50 to 70 and then I can just jump to 80 to 90 just like that. I don't have to scroll through my entire library. I can just go straight down to here. So let's start with 50 to 70. So when I normally start my main set, I normally like to just start at 50 and then work my way down. So I can come into here and I can start with Drip Too Hard, Lil Baby, and then I can work my way down to Know Yourself, Drake, The Box, Roddy Ricch, and stuff like that. Now, the reason why I also like DJing from these crates is there's a lot less tracks in here to manage. I guarantee, like, you've been DJing before and you've gone into a crate and you're literally like, oh my God, there's so many tracks in here, I don't know which one to play. With 50 to 70, literally inside here, there are only 84 tracks, and looking at 84 tracks is a lot easier than looking at, I don't know, 1,000 tracks. I can come into this crate, I'll order it by BPM, and I know that I can play majority of these tracks because I've gone through this crate and I've made it so efficient that every single track in here I can play in main set. I feel like it's really important for every single DJ to maintain their regular crates that they DJ from. Now, I always DJ from my main set BPM ranges, so I do go through these crates and clean them out regularly. There's tracks that will just die after, I don't know, a month or so. So if I play it and the crowd are not liking it, why do I have it in my crate? So I feel like having a lot less tracks in here is a lot better. And also as well, like, these BPM crates are so good because, say for example, I go into, I don't know, 80 to 90. Let me see how many tracks I have in here. I have 126 tracks in here. I can go in here and I can be like, you know what? I need to get some more 80 to 90 tracks because I need to make my set a bit better or change it up. So I can then go to my record pool. I can search for tracks with the BPM range 80 to 90 and I can search for tracks that will fit my set. My record pool of choice is Heavy Hits. If you want to get your first month for $4.99, check the link in the description down below, or in the checkout, use the code DJCB to get your first month for $4.99. Now, a lot of DJs will just play the same main set every single week, and I feel like that just gets boring. So it is really important to kind of break down your main set and improve certain parts of it. So I know I need to improve my 80 to 90 because I kind of play the same songs because there's not really that many 80 to 90 songs that are coming out. So I kind of need to go through this and try and find some unique tracks, whether I need to find a remix, a mashup or something just to switch it up. But it's just so good to just look at this crate and be like, you know what, I need to clean this up a little bit. And it's the same, I have the same for every single one. So I've got 70 to 80 as well. So in here has majority of my UK tracks and my hip hop tracks. So you've got stuff like Mask Off, Future in here, Humble, Kendrick Lamar, then all the Drake tunes and stuff like that. Then Lil Uzi Vert. And then if I'm finished in here, I can then go to 90 plus. And in here has a lot more tracks because I have the range a bit bigger. So I have 90 to 120. These BPM ranges are my favorite crates and I do feel like you should do it as well. It's important to break down your crates, DJs. There's nothing worse than having too many tracks in one crate. You need to break it down. I personally think I do need to break down this 90 plus one. So I might need to do 90 to 100 and then 100 to 110. But when I did it before, there was not that many tracks in 90 to 100. So that's why I expanded it. But over time, I think I'm going to break it down a little bit more. My next favorite crate in my Serato library is Club Classics. Now, Club Classics to me is floor fillers. I feel like every single DJ should have a floor fillers crate in their music library, because there's going to be a point in the night where you need to fill the dance floor or you need to refill the dance floor. You might play a track that will absolutely sink and get rid of people off the dance floor, right? You need a crate that has tracks that can get anyone on the dance floor. So if I go into here and order this by BPM, I can scroll down, click here, and I've got Woman Doja Cat. That is a track that will get a lot of girls on the dance floor. If I scroll up and click here, I've got Bootylicious, Destiny's Child. A majority of the people that go out clubbing know these tracks because they're old school tracks and they're tracks that are very, very familiar. I can pretty much DJ an entire night from this crate. So if I go, so I'm playing Ghetto Superstar, I'll come down, I've got What's My Name, Drake here, I've got Ponder Replay, come down, I've got Get Busy, Sean Paul, I've got Hips Don't Lie, Shakira. What else have I got in here? I've got It's My Birthday, Will I Am, I've got Party Animal, Chris Brown, Run It. Every single track in here is a floor filler. It's a track that everyone kind of knows, and I feel like every single DJ should have this kind of crate in their music library. I personally think this is my best crate that I've built and that I have, and I literally would struggle without having this crate in my music library. Now, I feel like I use this crate every single DJ set. Every single DJ set I will go into Club Classics, because like I said, there's always going to be a point in the night where you need to build a dance floor. So the way I build a dance floor is I'll obviously start my set. I'll start with opening tracks. And then as the girls come onto the dance floor, I'll start playing some girls tracks. And then when it's time to kind of fill the dance floor with everyone, I jump into Club Classics. Because when you're playing your girl tracks, say for example, you're playing, I don't know, Single Ladies, Beyonce, guys are not going to come on the dance floor and dance to that, right? So you need to kind of play something to get the guys on the dance floor as well. So I would then play something like This Is How We Do It, Montel Jordan, because that way, that will bring the guys and the girls onto the dance floor. Then you can start building your dance floor like that. And then I'll spend around about half an hour, 45 minutes just in this crate. I'll just kind of work up the BPM and speed it up a little bit to get like people going a little bit. And then once I get to a high peak of like energy, I'll then drop it down and then play something a little bit slower to calm the energy down so people can go to the bar and stuff like that. Have a look at your music library and maybe tag your tracks with Club Classics. So if I come over to the right over here and I open up the comment column, you can see that I've got this marked as hashtag Club Classics. Now, if I go into this Club Classics crate here and then go to all Club Classics, if you look at the smart crate, I've got comment contains Club Classics. So what I had to do was I went through every single track in my music library. If I thought it was a Club Classic or I thought it was a floor filler, I would put the tag hashtag Club Classics and then it will automatically go into this crate. When I'm organizing my tracks and when I'm adding new tracks into my music library, if I think it's a Club Classic, I'll add that tag and it will automatically come into here. With my importing process, I make sure that I always add my tags when I import, so then I know that them tracks are going to go into my crates. I guarantee that you've been here before. You've added new music into your music library and then you finish the DJ set and you're like, oh, I forgot that track. It's because you haven't added that track into the crates that you normally DJ from. So a lot of DJs don't really use smart crates and they just use manual crates and then they drag it in. I feel like that is just a disaster waiting to happen, because you're purposely just forgetting to drag that track in. But all you need to do as part of your importing process, clean up your genres, your years, put your cue points, and then add a tag so it goes into your crates. Without this system, I would be missing a lot of tracks. Also got Club Classics 2017. So the reason why I've got this is because there's a lot of parties that I DJ at that the crowd's a little bit younger. So in Club Classics, it's a majority of old school music, but if you're playing to a younger crowd, they might not necessarily know the old music. So I then got a crate with Club Classics that are over the year of 2017, so the younger crowd could kind of relate to it a little bit much. So that's just a little sub crate on from Club Classics, but majority of the time I do spend my time in all Club Classics. The next crate, and probably the most important crate in my music library, is girls. If you don't have girls on your dance floor, you don't have a dance floor. That is just the known known fact of DJing, because what happens is this is how a night happens, right? So you start your night at around about, I don't know, 9 o'clock. No one's in the club, right? So you play your opening tracks. After about an hour, you just start to see girls come in, because girls are usually the one that come in first. They normally come in to get free entry, and then they normally come in to have a little chat with their friends before the party gets started. So they'll come in a group of 6, they'll go to the bar, they'll get a drink, and then they'll hang around a table and they'll catch up. Like, say for example, it's a Friday night or a Saturday night, they haven't seen their friends all week, they've been working, they've been with their kids, so they'll have a catch up. Oh, how's your week been? Oh yeah, work was hard. Oh, the kids were just doing my head on, I needed this night, blah blah. They'll have all these conversations, and then in the background you're playing a bit of music, right? And then after they've had about 3-4 Prosecco's, they start to get a little bit drunk, and you can start to see that they're, you know, bopping to your music a little bit. And then this is the time when you need to start getting ready to get the girls on the dance floor. So when you start seeing girls kind of moving onto the dance floor and they started like they're shaking their heads a little bit, it's time to come into your girls crates. So inside girls, I've got all girls and warm-up girls. So basically I'll start with warm-up girls. So if I go into here, scroll down and click here, I've got Breathe Sean Paul, Breathe Blue Cantrell Sean Paul. If you play this song, I guarantee girls will scream or they'll enjoy this track. It's just a good track to get the girls on the dance floor. If I come up a little bit, I've got Baby Boy Beyonce, Cheap Thrill Sire, I've got Riding Solo Jason Derulo. If I scroll up a little bit more, I've got Rude Boy Rihanna and Umbrella. These 2 tracks here are just vital tracks that you need to have in your music library, because if you play Rude Boy or Umbrella Rihanna, girls are loving it, trust me. So I feel like it's really important to have a dedicated crate just for girls, because what you want to have is scenario crates in your music library. I bang on about this in every single video that I do, but you need to have scenario crates in your music library, because what you want to do is you want to look at the dance floor and you got to think about what scenario is happening. Are the girls coming onto the dance floor? Yes, okay, let's go into my girls crate. Do I need to warm up the girls? Let's go into my warm up girls crate. If I need to play, I don't know, main set, and I need to play some more girly tracks, I can come into here, and in here has all my main set tracks and all my warm-up tracks. So it's so important to have scenario crates and crates that are broken down of points of the night. That's why I've got warm-up, main set, girls, warm down, because all these situations and all these scenarios always happen in every single DJ set that I go to. So why not create crates for them? Because why am I going to be in a massive folder scrolling looking for a track when I can just go to the girls crate and every single track in there is for the girls? Like if we go into all girls, WAP, Cardi B, Super Freaky Girl, Nicki Minaj, CEE, Sexy Red, Up, Cardi B, Savage, Megan Thee Stallion, Dilemma, Nelly and Kelly, Miss Independent, Waterfalls, My Boo, all these tracks girls will love. So what you need to do is go through your tracks and then determine if they're a girl track. And the way I done this was, if you come over to label, now every single track that I think is for the girls, it will have a label with girls. And then if I go into the smart crate and go to edit, label is girls. So when I go through my tracks and I do my maintenance, if I think it's a girls track, I'll put the label as girls and it will automatically come into here. The next crate that I have in my music library, which I feel like is also important, is to sort. Now, you're not gonna have every single track in your music library organized, because organization is a never-ending thing. It's always going to be happening, but it's really important to know where your disorganized tracks are. So inside to sort, I have all my tracks that need sorting out. So if I go into here, I've got no color. So these are all the tracks that don't have a color associated to it. So I organize my tracks by green, which means banger, orange, which means warm up, red, that means slow jams, yellow, which is opening, orange, which is warm up. If I don't know what the color is, I'll just put no color. And then what I'll do is I'll spend about 20 minutes a day going through this and trying to determine which color these tracks belong to. And then if I can't figure it out, I'll leave it as no color. And if I really can't figure it out, I'll just delete it, because if I can't figure a scenario where this song fits in, why do I even have it? So if I go into no years, all these tracks in here have no years attached to it. So I just need to go through here and then just update the years. As soon as I update a year, so say for example this one here, if I just put, I don't know, 1994, as soon as I update it, it will automatically come out of the crate. So it's kind of like cleaning up as you go along. So yeah, so all these tracks in here need me to update my years. So I know that every single track that needs sorting out, that needs a year updating, is in here. So I'll spend about 20 minutes a day updating this. No plays, which I think is really, really important in Serato, is all the tracks that I've never ever had a play in my Serato. So ever since Serato brought out the play count feature, these tracks have never been played in my Serato, right? So I feel like every single DJ should have this crate because it shows you what tracks you're not playing and it can help you clean it up. So inside this crate, I haven't played 1,594 tracks in my Serato. Now, will I play them? I have no idea, but I feel like what I should do is I should mark today as the day one, and when I get to, I don't know, 6 months time, whatever tracks are in here still, I should delete because I haven't played them in 6 months. If I haven't played them in 6 months, why do I have them in my music library? And you shouldn't be that DJ that's like, oh, but what if this requester asks for it? Tough. They're not holding the music, you are. All this music is taking up space in my music library, if you really think about it, and it's preventing me from maybe downloading new music. So I feel like it's important for every single DJ to have a no play section. And then underneath here, I've got no plays yellow. So no plays yellow is the tracks that I've never played as part of my opening track. So when I start my set, I try and make an effort to play tracks that I've never played in my music library at the start of my set. And then if I don't play them, I know that I'll never play them and then I can get rid of them. And then the last crate in here is to delete. So these are just tracks that I've gone through when I'm doing my maintenance. I'm like, you know what? I need to delete this track out of my music library. So I'll mark the color as black under remixer. And then when I do my clean out on my maintenance, I can literally just go Command A, Command Shift and delete. And all these tracks have been deleted from my Serato and from my hard drive. I feel like it's really, really important for every single DJ to have a to sort area.